Oh, snap. All right. A few things right off the top. Every time I talk to this guy, my creative juices just start to go they just start to boil, which is fun. We've been talking for about, 5 minutes off air. And already I'm like, oh, snap. We're going to do some shit. It's going to be freaking cool. Anyway, this is my friend mBlu. We make music together now, which is crazy. I've told this story a million times. I was a musician for a really, really long time. It was like my primary career. Obviously, with COVID, the gigs have kind of dried up, and I actually haven't really been that excited about music in too long, like probably 6 or 7 years, where it's just been this really cool thing that I get to do, but I'm not super excited about it. I'm kind of stoked now, and not kind of, like legitimately, like I'm thinking about it all the time, trying to figure out some new cool things that we can do. And so we've, created this collaboration. We're going to talk about that stuff. We're going to talk about Uplift.Art. We're going to talk about event 2. And obviously we'll maybe do a recap of event 1 so people know what these events are, what the crap is Corey talking about now. And I think we're going to play you the collaboration of the tune that mBlu wrote. And I got to mess around with an instrumental version of it. And then mBlu just produced the living shit out of it and made something completely and totally new and fantastic. So it's awesome. Anyway, we're going to connect, or just catch up as well. So mBlu, how the hell are you doing? What's new?
Oh, brother, I am doing so good. It's a crazy time because, we got the world, right?
Which is terrible.
Bizarro world, right?
Right.
And then we have the whole mBlu world, right? Which is also bizarro, but in a really good way. So it's this balancing of these two weird dichotomies. Like I'm in this like sandwich, this light and dark sandwich, right? And I'm interacting with both worlds. But I've never been more creatively inspired in my life, and there's just so many things happening right now, from partnerships and people coming into my life that I would have never expected to come in my life, from Hollywood producers to artists to singers to poets to just great business minds. I mean, legendary business minds, and just coming together because of charity, right? The Uplift Nation 501 C3 that was started, through our adoption process in Haiti, and saw a need, began the journey of filling that need using blockchain for transparency and accountability. But that led to a revenue model. I needed a revenue model so that donations could go to their intended causes. So what can we do to make money as this 501c3 so we don't have to use donations to build the business and to operate the business? So it's self-funded, so we never have to worry about, I want to hire the best of the best.
Right.
And most charities suffer because they pay for operating costs and employee costs and their tech needs based off of donations coming in. And so that's why they don't grow and scale, because they have huge, employee turnover. They can't hire the best talent because they use donations to run the business. So they're highly scrutinized. Like, how much are you guys paying those guys, right? So it's like, it's a model that's really broken, right? But with blockchain and just a new approach of thinking, if a 501c3 can have its own revenue model and fund the operations of the business, build the technology and the infrastructure needed to drive the charitable platform, then all the donations, 100% of the donations, can go directly to the water projects or the permaculture projects or the humanitarian, you name it, right? So it's just it's reinventing, at least for me, it's reinventing the charitable model, because maybe this exists and I'm just not aware of it. But in my little world, this is a new paradigm shift on how charity can work. So it's a win-win-win. So the philanthropists can feel like they're part of it and driving the ship. The ones that need it the most get it, and it's done in a way that uplifts and helps them become more self-reliant and self-sufficient, and the artists involved win. So it's just this really cool dynamic that's coming together because of that event 1, which was successful. Now we got event 2, which is the evolution in a big way. And part of that has to do with this beautiful man, Corey from Chirp.LA, who took My Bitcoin Bull, the remix of My Bitcoin Bull. It's a song I produced and wrote. And then I made a remix of that. So he took the remix of that, and he took his guitar and he played along to it, and he sang to it, and he recorded it, and he sent me those files, and I go, holy shit, this guy can sing. And so then I produced a remix version around him and his voice and his guitar, and it just inspired the crap out of me. And I absolutely love the song. Corey's become my favorite singer. He does mBlu better than mBlu. So glad to be working with him. And this is just the start of, I think, an epic musical journey together. But also on the art side, because of this song, I'm producing art in a whole new way, in a very like a meaningful, deliberate way. And I've stepped up. You know, everything's evolving, right? The platform's evolving, the artists are evolving, the artwork's evolving, the connections and partnerships are evolving. And it's just this perfect storm that's coming together during this very weird time in history. So I just said a mouthful. So
no, and that's like one of the reasons that I kind of jumped on the chance to do Chirp. And, you know, there's so much stuff going on with, you know, just, right. The outside world is nuts. Right. So I was like, how can I use my time to be, you know, constructive and build real community and hopefully have a positive effect on, you know, just how we handle discourse and social media or whatever. Right. So Chirp shows up. And through that, I'm like, well, obviously we're going to start a podcast. I want to interview everybody that's running channels or whatever. That's how, you know, you and I first started really chatting. And that leads to this entire new thing where NFTs are brand new. And, you know, all the people in my various communities are starting to learn about NFTs. Some of them have never even heard of them before. And now, like, well, there's a reimagined way to do charity with this now. Oh, by the way, we're going to do music now. Like, it just, my favorite thing about blockchain and cryptocurrency has always been that we're able now to start building out brand new 2.0, 3.0, 10.0 systems, whether it's governance or art or finance or whatever, in parallel to a world that's clearly just stupid. like trying to fix all those things, and we do have to fix all those things. It just feels like such a gargantuan task. Yeah. And we can move to this parallel track and start experimenting and iterating and evolving. You know, whether it's art or whether it's charity or and doing it all at the same time or social media, and no one can stop us. Like, we can now start experimenting those things in a very real and frankly very important way. Oh
yeah, fully agree. Yeah, and you know, and being in this you know, this fire of creation and inspiration, you know, it's nice because I don't have the time to focus on the news, right? Which is clearly just propaganda from every angle, right? It's like every angle. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just crazy. So it's just the social programming that's being done to the world population is just it's just blatant, and it's kind of fun to watch from a entertainment, you know, frame of mind. But then you also got to remember, shit, you know, this is the world I live in. So yeah, I guess laugh or cry, right? So I'm very fortunate.
Or, you know, try and build something that's going to make a difference.
Amen.
Which, you know, I feel like we're kind of doing.
You know, it's interesting that you say that because I've had several producers contact me recently, and one of them, I did a TED Talk fantasy video a while back, and recently put it on the blockchain, and I gifted it to a good friend in the ecosystem. So it's just a one of one out there. It's called Dear Superstar. You can see it on wax.atomic hub. You can view it. But he said he's this guy's big into NFTs. He loves the space. He loves what I'm doing. He's asking, for my assistance and thoughts on things. And he said he really loved the Dear Superstar NFT that I did. So it's like a 12-minute rant that I did, talking to the superstars of the world, basically in a nutshell. What's your legacy? Like, knowing your audience is mostly 10, 11, and 12-year-old children. Like, what do you want for them? Right. It's like, can you write a song for them? Right. Type of thing. Like, can you imagine, being half naked, humping, something on stage in front of a 10-year-old child? I mean, I would censor myself. Right. But,
when you put it that way, like, would you personally do that? Like, yeah, nope. I would censor myself. Like, it made it viscerally obvious. Yeah, I love the idea even of just calling for people to be more intentional, right? And that's in the sort of the social media battle. You're watching The Social Dilemma on Netflix, and we kind of knew this instinctively, and even from a lot of scientific studies that have been done, like the kind of control levers that are being pushed, and we're getting less and less intentional. We're getting more and more habitual, and that's being moved piece by piece by piece by piece until people are just waking up and automatically going to Facebook and just scrolling like automatons. And any little thing that encourages anyone at all to spend even 1 minute as intentional. What do you, as a human being with things that you personally value, want to bring into this world and do with this life? That's probably the only thing that you're going to get, right? Mm-hmm. You have a specific number of minutes on this planet. Quit fucking wasting them. Like, do something intentional. You can't always do it, but working that out as a muscle. That's why I started on Chirp, like the hashtag gratitudes channel or whatever, just letting people know that, as an option, intentionally come to Chirp first. Whatever you do with the rest of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, have fun with it. Intentionally come to Chirp first as the first app that you pick up. Go to the hashtag gratitude channel and list out 1 to 3 things that you're grateful for. What you do after that is fine, but you grabbed the reins and you didn't do an automatic thing the first thing, right? Like, kind of talk about like, making your bed in the morning or whatever. Like, at least the very first thing, you could build that habit to the point where it's a thing that you do all the time, and it'll only make your life better.
I'm going to do that, damn it. So go to Chirp first thing in the morning before I go to any CoinMarketCap or Telegram or email. I'm going to open up chirp.la, sign in, go to the hashtag gratitude channel, right? And just write a few things that I'm grateful for.
Even just one. Yep. And like, being in that channel, there's about a dozen people that do that in the morning. And you're kind of starting with, good vibes anyway, which we've been super blessed, frankly, with Chirp right out the back. So, the rest of social media and human interaction can be a little bit fraught, but it's been really, really positive. I've been really excited about how positive, and we're small now too, right? So we've been able to kind of cultivate that intentionally. But yeah, I'd love to see you there. Now, I'm there every morning, and if I'm not there, I want people to call me out on it, right? That's because I've noticed myself. There's been, over the last couple of weeks, there's been a couple of mornings where I screwed up and like went to Telegram or went to Facebook first or whatever, and like, and then you go over and just do it, right? Anyway, so that'd be good to see you there.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I got to put that in the calendar so it just automatically notifies me the second I look at my phone. But I mean, I'm all about intention. I mean, if there's one thing that we own, I mean, we can't even own property, right? People think, hey, I'm going to buy some property and own it. But guess what? If you don't pay your property tax, guess what? They're going to take it away from you. So what do we really own? Well, for the most part, it's our physical body, but that's even in debate, right? Because, we're not allowed to take certain drugs. We're not allowed to do certain things to our body. So we don't quite even own our body unless we want to, find the penalty of that. But what we do own for sure is our intention, right? Our focused intention, like what we make things mean, right? Because we are meaning making machines, right? So we can make anything mean anything that we choose, even if fake it till you make it, even if it's not true, it becomes true eventually, right? If you focus on it and you repeat it and you make that your reality. But I'm all about intention. Starting, I made an intention even before joining this call. So it's like every time I do something I'm shifting from one thing to the next, I'll just make a quick intention statement to myself, because that's kind of that's what I own, right? What I mean, there's nothing else. I mean, what I make things mean, which also determines how I feel emotionally. If I make something mean something really shitty and bad, guess what? I'm going to make myself feel shitty and bad. But then I can search for new meanings. I can look at it from a different angle. So yeah, I'm a huge intention guy, because that's really the only thing that we own.
Agreed. Speaking of intention, do you want to talk about event 2, or do you want to just play this song and groove the heck out for a minute?
Oh, God, boy, that's a tough decision, because there's so much juice to talk about. Let's play the juicy song, and then we can kind of talk about what.
And we can always play it again. I have listened to this song too many times. I'll tell you that right now.
A Bitcoin bull is all I got left. Sold my house, gold no less. Was a suckling, hollow hands. This man stronger than the average man. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pen. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pen. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pen. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. Day the markets take another day to restart and refuel this boom boy ship. My dreams may be futile, but it's you say, well, my dreams may be futile, but Bitcoin bull keeps charging away. Oh, you see, my Bitcoin bull keeps charging away. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pen. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pen. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pen. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pen. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pen. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pen. I'm not the bubble, I'm the pen.
Oh, brother, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't get old.
I love it. I love it. So that, and we're still working on a remix of that, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Like you've got your drummer friend. We're gonna lay down your bass.
I gotta chat with that guy again. Yeah, and the more I think about it, the more excited I get about the potential for like a halftime sort of middle part. But there's so much we can do with this. It's completely and totally nuts.
Yeah. So basically, the whole event 2, it's a new style art drop. Basically inspired from Tops, inspired from Blockchain Heroes, inspired from Shatner. They all used the same drop style, pretty much. So Jonah and Fabian from Atomic Assets basically listened to the clamorings of the Wax community, what they liked, what they didn't like, what they're hoping for, took their wish list and so much more, and packaged it into this beautiful new drop code, right? That they're going to allow Uplift.Art to test drive for the very first time, November 7th, 2020. And the art that goes along with that drop is inspired by that song we just played. So that has just created this cacophony of eruption of goodness and creative juices just exploding onto the scene. And that combined with this new drop model is just going to be out of this world. And the highest collector cards of the series will be the music video that is being created for that song, and then the variation music video to that song with the remix that is upcoming. So there's a lot of juicy things coming to the space, and a lot of things to be announced as well, but it's just too early, and it's just not time. But there's some good things happening behind the scenes to where Uplift.Art will be the single revenue generating machine for Uplift Nation. And that's all that'll be needed, because epic big things are coming for Uplift.Art. And we'll get more into that as time goes on, because again, it's just too early to share. But I'm pumped. Corey should be pumped. The world should be pumped. Hey, man, woo!
Indeed.
Oh, baby. So I want to remind people, I don't know if you can go to Atomic Hub.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, can I share my screen?
Yeah, you can.
Because we've got a special airdrop tool, and I created 30 NFTs. I created a piece of art and created it into an NFT, and I made 30 copies of that. Okay. And it's for Chirp. And so we're going to discuss like what address, what account to transfer these to. So we're going to just drop one of those now to the Uplift.Art community, the people that are holding the Serpent and the Wolf NFT and the My Bitcoin Bull VB version. Those are the two Genesis NFTs that unlock the drops of goodness that will happen throughout time for Uplift.Art. So I'm just going to go through that demo with you, and we'll drop one to the community. But then I'm going to gift the rest of them to your account, so that then you can use the tool and you can drop those however you want to your community, Chirp community, and then when those run out, we'll create something even cooler, better, and badder for the next round. But this is limited to 30. So the first 30 lucky people will get the first Corey Chirp mBlu NFT Genesis in their account. So let's
do it. You should be able to. The share screen should be down on the bottom.
Okay, I see it. Screen sharing. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Can I just get a certain window?
Yeah, Chrome tabs usually, or whatever application window if you want to do it.
Got it.
Chrome.
Okay. So I'm going to do this, and then this. Do you see my screen?
Yep.
You see the tool there?
Yep.
Okay. So this is a this is a community airdrop, NFT and airdrop tool that Uplift.Art created, and we're giving access to certain community partners, such as, for example, Blockchain Heroes. They're legitimate. They're doing legitimate things. They're doing good things in the ecosystem. So we've whitelisted them as one of our partners to use this tool whenever they want, and they can randomize and drop to their community NFTs within their wallet, within their account. So we just come here, and in the future, you're going to be able to use this, Corey, for Chirp. So you just come in here, you log in with Scatter or Anchor or the web wallet, and then you just kind of type in the collection that you want to use as a target. So these are targets. So these are assets that Uplift.Art has given out through the first auction and other random giveaways. So if I just select my Bitcoin Bull VB, that's basically the NFT. That's the music video that was sold was the first auction piece that was sold, right? And so whoever participated, whether you paid 30 wax P or 30,000 wax P, you automatically got this in your wallet, okay? And there's only 342 of these in existence, and there'll never be any more than 342, okay? So currently, there's 243 accounts that hold my Bitcoin Bull VB. I'm seeing that right here, okay? So that's telling me that there's a bunch of people that bought more than one and are holding on to them in their account. It's probably as a speculative play, right? So these are essentially tokens, right?
Yep.
They're NFTs, but they're liquid. You can buy and sell them. There's markets. There's secondary exchanges. So people are buying these as investments and speculation, right?
One of them is me. I totally bought some.
Well, and myself too, because even though I'm the creator of this, I didn't gift myself any. So I let them all out in the wild, and the only ones that I have, and the only ones Uplift.Art has, are the ones that we've bought off of the wax.atomichub.io. Mm-hmm. Because one, I want it because I want to be part of the drops of goodness in the future. Right. I want certain friends and family to have it so that they couldn't participate in the first event. So I'm gifting those like crazy. And then Uplift.Art, I've gifted back some to Uplift.Art so we can have a few for giveaways on live streams, right? For those that didn't get it, or those that don't want to pay for it on the Atomic Hub. And again, so there's people that have multiples of these. So, if you ask around in the wax community, there's a chance that you'll find somebody that'll just gift you one if it's a close friend. So we can just target this. We can target these account holders right now if we wanted to, and just airdrop something to these randomly to this 243 accounts that hold this. But if we want to drill it down even further and get to the real, because this is a Genesis NFT for Uplift.Art, but the other Genesis, this is actually the first Genesis. This was the giveaway NFT for signing up on the website for notifications. This is the Serpent and the Wolf. There's only 812 of these in existence. And so combining these together, there's only 131 accounts that have both of these in their wallet. So basically there's 131 accounts that have the golden keys for drops of goodness, right? Hopefully that will increase over time, because I want more people to benefit off of the random airdrops in the future, because we've got some spectacular great things planned, and talking to a lot of people. So I'm just throwing hints out without being too, direct, because, this is a financial world that we're living in, and I don't want to, be scrutinized. But in a nutshell, we want a win-win paradigm. So by holding these two in your account, that means that you were there from the beginning of Uplift.Art, right? The beginning days, right? We're still in those beginning days. Pretty soon, once people realize what these will do, you're not going to see them sold anymore, is my prediction. But that's going to take, I'm going to say till April of next year is when people will really, maybe even by January, but definitely by April, people will really understand the value of holding these two NFTs in their account. So we'll see, how many accounts in the end have that. I'm hoping that it grows, because, you don't need more than one of these each, right? So there's people sitting on them for speculative reasons, but you only need one each, because if you have 10 of each, you're not going to get 10 airdrops, right?
That's good. That's good to know. That's good to know.
So, let's just create a win-win, right? I mean, you don't need to hold on to 10 of these, right? You just need one each, and spread the love, grow the community, because there's goodness coming about from this. And we're going to have more Genesis NFTs. Each event will have a Genesis NFT, but these two will always carry a different weight and kind of a special place in my heart, because it's the people that were there from the beginning. Anyways, so we selected these. We're going to drop the first Chirp NFT that mBlu created for you guys. I created 30, and we're going to drop one of those randomly to these 131 accounts. So I'm going to hit the next button here. Okay, and I'm going to click this right here. So let's see, it's selected, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go next step. Now, this is where we need to find some cool audio to go with the spinning dial. So we're gonna randomize it now. Oh, congratulations, EFAQM.WAA.
We just got to record that.
So that's the proud new winner of that that Chirp NFT, transfer NFTs to winners. Now, I've been having problems with my Anchor wallet. For some reason, I sign transactions, it says open wallet, and I do, and nothing happens. So then I got to restart it. So let's see if we can. There, it worked. Okay, it opened up. Okay, transfer, close, success, and there's the hash number.
Nice.
And then we just go to let's just go to blocks.io. Just confirm, right? So everybody can see the magic. Make sure that we're on the Wax chain. Wax, boom. I'm just gonna paste that transaction hash in there. Boom. And there we go. EFAQM.WAA. Got that. That airdrop. So congratulations. If you're listening, spread the love. And there we go.
Yeah, man, part of me, like I'll probably keep a few, but I think what I'd like to do is maybe like give them away independently to some of the ChirpCast family as far as the Genesis accounts. So they might have to buy one of them, but they can at least get one of them for me, because I completely agree. I think your people are definitely gonna want to make sure they have these. And like I start thinking, okay, we've started kind of messing around with NFTs for specifically for ChirpCast, right? But just the idea that, you know, down the road, if you're a fan of the podcast, if you're on Chirp, if you dig NFTs, you know, maybe you have one of these initial 30 that we're going to put out for the sort of mBlu Corey ChirpCast Chirp collaboration kind of thing. But you know, maybe you're one of the first 1,000 people that are on Chirp, for example, right? And we send an NFT out to you. That's basically like the Genesis key to that. Like you have, forever and ever and ever, you have OG status when it comes to being on Chirp. It just gives us so much interesting magical powers to benefit people that have been around. And because again, without the early adopters, none of this ever happens, right? So that's right. Like the wanting to make sure that you bend over backwards for early adopters just makes all the sense in the world to me.
Yeah, well, what's really promising and touching is from our first auction, event one, and some of the giveaways that we did, some random giveaways. I've had people contacting me in Telegram thanking me because they were able to get this free NFT and then post it on wax.atomic hub for sale, and then somebody bought it, and maybe it was a couple bucks, right? But to them, it was a meaningful amount, right? Like to you and I, a couple dollars isn't as meaningful if they're from some third world, right? Or somewhere in their life, right? And where a couple bucks means, a meal for the day, right? So that's what I was getting from several people that contacted me on Telegram, thanking me for putting that out there, because it allowed them to do something, right, that was meaningful to them in a significant way. So we're just at the beginning of this, right, of this win-win-win paradigm that blockchain, NFTs, smart contracts just enables in a beautiful way.
Yep. All right. So we kind of covered event one. I mean, that was stellar. The whole idea too. So let's maybe get into what are the kind of features that are going to be in event two that are unlike Event 1. You were saying it's kind of going to be like the tops or the Shatner drops, which implies really cool things. I mean, those were obviously really, really successful, but there's also like levels of gamification, which is really interesting. Like what kind of crazy stuff do we have planned for that?
Well, we're gonna give most of those juicy details several days before the actual event,
Okay,
so people can kind of wrap their mind around their strategy of how they're going to tackle this and how they're going to do it.
Right.
But I can give you this portion of it is that, one of the big, I guess, complaints was that the first come whales would get all the first mints, right? Mint number 1. So, and if you hold a mint number 1, it's significantly more valuable than a mint number 2 and a mint number 3. So the whales were going in there, and the event was over in 10 minutes or less, right?
Yep.
It's all gone, all sold out. But the whales that were in there first, they got all the prime real estate, right? So in this model, the mints are randomized, so you can be the last one in the door and still get a mint number 1. So it fixes that, so it levels the playing field, so it's more equal and equitable, which I think is very important. And also, thinking about the Telegram users that have been reaching out to me, thanking me for that. Can you imagine how life-changing that would be for, anybody, right? But especially somebody that's in a position to where $2 can feed them for a day, right? Winning one of these first mints, one of 3, right? And they get the number 1 mint.
Yep.
How that could just literally shift them out of a current situation and possibly even move them into just a whole nother life that they didn't even dream about, because it's like a lottery ticket in a sense, right?
Yep.
So, that is possible, maybe not for event 2 or event 3, but at some point it's going to get to that point to where these are going to get into the hands of people that, 1, really super appreciate it, and 2, can really use it, right? And that's going to be really cool, and that's going to be something that I'm looking forward to. And we're already seeing it in a small way, but if it can be done in a small way, then it can be done in a big way. And also, what's the ripple effect of that, right?
Right.
So this person that's, lives off of $2 a day, all of a sudden strikes it big, like in his mind, like, oh my God, I got you've seen the videos, right?
Yeah.
And what's the ripple effects for his family, right? And for then his community, right? So it's this beautiful wave of goodness that is possible. I'm a hopium, idealist, guy, glass half full, right? So it's like, there's also the counter, right? But I guess I'm here just to focus on the good stuff, and I'll leave the arguments to the guys that are here for the argument's sake. But that's what I see, and I'm sticking to it.
I see the opportunity here too. And again, obviously we've had some good conversations, and watching all the different NFT drops, and there are people that I think just don't even get the collector mindset at all, that kind of want to poo-poo it or whatever. And I can't really buy into that. I had another conversation with I don't know if you saw it. I interviewed Kevin Winger, who's a really, really cool artist. Does like kind of real world painting and really amazing color and texture and really awesome stuff. So he, is doing NFT drops or whatever, and playing around and iterating and experimenting in this space. And, you can basically just start collecting that stuff there, and people really dig it. Like there's just something there to it for me. Right. Mm-hmm. I dig it. And on the secondary side, over and above that, you can have these things start to imbue people with special access, maybe special powers. I mean, that the Nifty Wizards is designed entirely around that, right? Like it gives a whole layer of sort of application capacity to it. The whole space is really freaking interesting.
Yeah, I mean, even with the Genesis NFTs and the airdrop tool. I mean, that's in effect, the programmability and the incentive structure. But yeah, I mean, what we don't know about how this space is going to evolve is just going to be fascinating, right? It's going to touch it's going to change the way we view, consume, watch, share, trade, sell media assets from here on out, right? Of all types. It's just going to from cartoons to feature films to music videos to art to concert tickets to coupons, right? It's going to change everything. It's an exciting space to be in.
Right. Exactly. And just being able to build instead of the news.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's so awesome to have a reprieve from it. And again, to be building stuff, especially like the whole idea that the Uplift stuff is going towards charities. And it'd be great if it was just going to charities anyway, but charities like, the permaculture stuff, food forests, that kind of thing, really struck a chord with me as well. Like that, some of my favorite people in the world are building that, because that they sort of you want to talk about real decentralization. Well, what if towns that are where $2 NFT means the world? Well, why don't we go there and make sure they have clean water and food forests? Because like food can just grow. This is what happens, right? Mm-hmm. In a lot of places in the world, and so I'm excited that you've been focused on that, and the work we're doing musically can go into that. Like that just 10x is my excitement about it.
Yeah, I mean, Uplift Nation is all about sustainability, and what we want to do is go into communities that are somewhat broken to our standards, mm-hmm. and you have to be very mindful about that, because what we may think is totally broken and wrong isn't necessarily broken and wrong in their ecosystem, right? So right. What we would change, like for example, going into Haiti to a certain community and going, holy shit, this is a shit show, right? I'm going to do this, 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 and clean this place up is going to be beautiful, right? That's the wrong approach, right? Because that's putting my worldview and my expectations of what I think is right and wrong onto them, right? Mm-hmm. The better way to go about that, in my opinion, and this is the way Uplift Nation will approach it, is that we will go in and ask a lot of questions, right? And say, hey, what can be improved here? Like, what needs to be improved? Because we see that there's some suffering going on. What do you think could be implemented that's sustainable, that could help fix this or alleviate this issue? And to hear it from their words and build in that direction. And it may look completely different from our, Western world perspective of, oh shit, yeah, you just do this, boom, done, right? Mm-hmm. And then it ends up not being used. I mean, we see that all the time. I mean, there's buildings and community centers and this and right. that in Haiti that are just abandoned and not used. And it was obvious that, tens of millions of dollars was spent on these projects, but they're not being used because that was the Westerner saying, oh, it'd be a good idea as a community center where they can all come together and have da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then, but guess what? It never gets used, right? So that's a common story. So we really want to go into these communities, ask a lot of questions, observe, understand that our way isn't necessarily the right way, and try to help them, rise them up in a sustainable way to where they're self-reliant, right? So that's the way we're going to approach it. Everything from permaculture to water to schools to medicine. That's the goal.
Yeah, I love that. And even just going in and asking what people actually need, as opposed to just going out like, hey, you need a community center. Well, we usually just kind of party outside, but okay, right? That's crazy. So now I'm like thinking about how much I have to get on my drummer's feet and be like, hey, so did you do that stuff yet? Did you get that thing I sent you? Do it now. I just want to get that done. And, so many amazing things coming up into event 2 that's going to be November 7th. Obviously, you want to follow. Actually, you can go to Uplift.Art right now. Put your email address in. and that's going to put you in the know as far as there's going to be drops for the people on the email list too, right?
Yeah. So I apologize. The website is still reflecting event 1. That's going to be changed soon to reflect event 2. Just we've been so damn busy creating. But that's coming. So, but be sure to go to Uplift.Art, fill out the notifications. That way you can be up to speed on, what's happening, what's coming, the timing of things. But also we will be incentivizing that email list as well, with NFTs, limited edition NFTs. So, come be part of the Uplift.Art community. Ask around for Serpent and the Wolf and My Bitcoin Bull VB, Genesis NFTs. I know there's people with multiple holdings of those. If not, if you want to go and get them off of wax.atomichub.io, they're up there as well. We'll be giving some away. The ones that we've acquired from the Atomic Hub, we'll be giving those away in live streams as well. mBlu Crypto on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, because we'll be doing live streams and giveaways forevermore. This is the very beginning of an epic, beautiful ride. And Corey, I'm so grateful to you and to being part of this. You're an inspiration. Great singer, great guitarist. I just can't wait to see what we do next. Looking forward.
Yeah, that's been on my mind too. Like if me just reimagining a tune is gonna do this. What's gonna happen when we like rip Solace out? And because that's been a song that has been probably my fan favorite. Like the people that have been following me for a long time, that's been their favorite for quite a long time. And I've never actually done a studio version of the tune, and I can't imagine anyone else I would rather want to do it with.
Can you tell me the story behind that? Like, tell me what it means to you.
So when it comes to, oh man, how far back do we go? I was unhappy for a really, really long time. And was in, a really, really abusive relationship. And, I'm a very non-confrontational person. So it's basically just about 7 or 8 years of getting walked on, which is, not ideal. Started my music career and finally got out of that situation and spent a really, happy couple of years just being single and figuring out how to really be happy on my own. And it felt like within 14 days of realizing, oh crap, I'm actually happy on my own. That's fun. I'm never gonna get into a relationship or get married ever again. That's ridiculous. Michelle showed up out of the blue. I remember, and this is what Today, Tomorrow, Forever is about. And there's a line in there about it. I made a list of 10 things that could never exist in one woman. Never. You can't, the whole kind of trope where you can find a smart woman and a hot woman, but you probably can't find a smart woman and a hot woman and a nice woman in the same, person, right? Obviously those unicorns exist, that kind of thing. And of course she shows up and checks all the boxes and I'm like, well, this is the universe basically punching me in the face. You don't ignore this, right? And, we'd been together for about 2 years, right? I left Florida, chased her out to San Diego where she was doing her master's degree and just knew that I wanted to be with her no matter what. And Solace is really kind of just about a perfect afternoon. Just realizing that, we can sit in this moment and I just get to be happy. What?
Wow.
I tear up thinking about it because I had not been mBlu happy before. And now we've been together for about, 10 years now, I think. And it's still like that. There's challenges in life, there's whatever. But when it comes to Michelle and I get to be married to the love of my life and my best friend. And we just get to be happy every day. It's kind of messed up because I didn't know that was a thing you could just do.
Wow. That is amazing. And as you're talking, I got these chills up my spine. That's a beautiful story, man. And so that gives that song so much more juice. I love stories. I love art that has a story behind it, right?
Yeah.
And meaning. And God, we got to talk about doing that, and possibly I'll have to talk to you offline about event 3. But event 3 is already in the works. It's a secret mystery event 3, and nothing will be told about it other than little dingleberries here and there. But
Dingleberries.
it's
All
a
right, all
super
right.
secret sauce event 3 that's happening in the first week of January 2021. And perhaps, so we'll have to talk, but perhaps Solus would be a great piece for that. I got to kind of give you some more of the chomping bits,
Okay.
because we need a killer song to go with that particular event. Anyways, I'm rambling on, but yeah. So yeah, that's a beautiful song, and now that you've told me the story behind it, it's even more meaningful.
Well, yeah, man, to have anything involved with event 3 is going to be super exciting. So there's that. Yeah. Well, there you go. Is there anything else you want to leave with people? Because I think we should probably, after you're done that, go out by listening to the tune again.
Yes, Atomic Hub is putting an iteration up on EOS on the 2nd. So, which is in a couple days, right? So, now the Atomic Hub is on Wax. It's wax.atomichub.io. They're putting an iteration, a version of it on EOS on Friday,
the mainnet,
on the 2nd mainnet, right?
Huh.
So, I'm one of the featured artists that's going to be. They're gamifying and having fun with 5 pieces that I gave to them, and those will be available. And it's kind of first come, first serve, but you can only claim one, right? You can only claim one, but then there's going to be incentives and links to where if you're lucky enough to get the second link, then you have the option of claiming twice. So that's going to be revealed more later. I did an interview with him, Jonah from Atomic Assets, earlier today. That's going to be up on mBlu Crypto on YouTube. Nice. Later tonight, talking more about that. But that's pretty exciting because now you'll have Atomic Hub on EOS and Atomic Hub on Wax. And before long, we're going to have cross-chain communication, IBC, with these NFTs. EOS will bring an immense amount of liquidity to the Wax ecosystem, vice versa. So it's just a win-win, right? It's just strengthening the whole NFT ecosystem. mBlu is a featured artist on that on a couple days. So some really, really interesting pieces too. I hope everybody loves it, and meaningful pieces too. So check that out. That's just in a couple days, eos.atomichub.io, and be one of the lucky, I think it's the first lucky 50, I think is what he said. Anyways, it's in the interview that I did with him. It'll be up on mBlu Crypto later tonight.
Okay. Well, I'll have to check that out. So you want to go out with listening to our tune again? Our Corey mBlu baby?
You know it, brother. You know it.
All right. Cheers. Good to talk to you, man.
Hey, thank you, buddy. Thank
been a
you.
while. It's always super fun.
Always fun.
All right. Rock out. Yep.
A Bitcoin bull is all I got left. Sold my house, gold no less. Walls are suckling, hollow hands. This man's stronger than the average man. I'm not the bubble, I'm the wind. I'm not the bubble, I'm the wind. I'm not the bubble, I'm the wind. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. Day the markets take another day to restart and refuel this boom board ship. My dreams may be futile, as you say, while my dreams may be futile. Bitcoin Bitcoin bull keeps charging away. Oh, you see, a Bitcoin bull keeps charging away. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you hear the bass?
Oh yeah.
Noise.
Rock it, man.
I'm not the bubble. I'm the I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin. I'm not the bubble. I'm the pin.
Nice. Woo!
Anyways, I did not know if that was going to work or not, and it did.
It worked. Now, did you have that direct, or did you play through an amp?
It's DI. My amp is still dead, which is sad. I got to get the power thing on, but I bought the little air interface thing so I could do the mic and the guitar and stuff at the same time. So I'm just going through that.
Nice.
Yes.
Loving it, man.
Cool.
Yeah. Oof. Good stuff, brother. Yeah. So until next time.
Play with that stuff. All right, cool. That's good to know. All right, yeah. Until next time, thank you everybody for joining us. And if you're watching us, make sure you chime in on Chirp. Actually, there's the hashtag ChirpCast channel on Chirp. I would highly recommend saying hello and putting your wax address in the comment because that'll put you in line to get some really, really cool NFTs that are coming up.
Wait, which door do we want to go in through to put our wax account?
I mean, I would say if you say hi in hashtag ChirpCast or hashtag Uplift.Art, either one's probably going to work. I watch them both like hawks.
Sweet. I'm going to do that now. Bam!
Right. Get after it, man. Get after it.
Bam! Hey, brother.
Always fun. Cheers. Love you back. Talk to you soon.
Ciao.
Ciao.